I'm just back from 2 days at NEARCON in San Francisco. 300 to 400 people, founders, developers, leaders of companies you've heard of. All in one building, all converging toward the same core problem. Be it artificial intelligence, or blockchain, or security, or Web3 more generally, how do you make something trustworthy? And I watched panel after panel with AI and product managers from Google, Oracle, Robinhood, Tor, and Linux, CEOs from Kraken, Brave, Anchorage Digital, senior architects and engineers from Intel and eBay and Circle, and researchers from OpenAI and Perplexity and Snowflake. They were all measuring the same things: adoption rates, efficiency gains, output quality, important things. And then they get to trust, and the room would just kind of stall. Not because they didn't care about it, but because they were looking for trust inside the tech. They were measuring AI and tooling behavior when the actual risk is more on the human side of that system. Here are 3 conversations that crystallized this for me. The first was a lunch with an early NEAR investor, someone who's been in this space for decades, and like me, remembers life before the internet. Also in the discussion was an AI researcher, ex-Google, ex-NVIDIA, now booting his own startup. He's building agentic infrastructure for AI. We're actually working on similar problems, but from different angles. So the 3 of us talked passionately about the existential trajectory of intelligence itself, where it's headed, how fast, and what we as society and we as individuals are doing to navigate it. Next was a chat with the Brave browser team. They've shipped TEE protected inference. That's trusted execution environments. That's what makes it possible that nobody can see your data during AI inference. It's built into their product and being openly tested via nightly builds right now. I had built a similar integration for the PAICE behavioral assessment and entered it into NEAR's Innovation Sandbox hackathon with a demo and rolled out the production code within a week. It was great to see that we're solving similar problems using the same architecture. This technical capability is new, but it exists. The question is, what do you do once trust in that infrastructure is established? Lastly, there was lunch on the second day. 3 students, 20 to 22 years old, different universities, smart cookies, sharp and enthusiastic about data analytics and AI and blockchain, and completely unsure about how to navigate their next steps. Not because they lack technical skill, but because nobody's connected that skill to a path forward. They're waiting for a framework that doesn't yet exist in their world. And here's what I noticed across the whole event: there's a bit of a generational split that I didn't hear anyone acknowledge. The younger people in the room, brilliant, eager, are drawn to the energy of AI, but don't see any means of engaging with it responsibly. Meanwhile, older participants, experienced and accomplished, are overwhelmed by the speed and genuinely afraid of the liability exposure. No agentic actions without humans at the kill switch, even though everyone knows that actions like trading need to move faster than human speeds. I heard people talk about accomplishing an entire quarter's worth of goals in a 2-week sprint. Yet the consensus was that enterprises still take 8 to 10 months just to approve the new AI model. And all those things are true at the same time. And nobody has a way to bridge these gaps. Every talk I heard, every panel discussion was basically building the same house. But from my perspective, there was a wall missing, and nobody could see it because they were standing on the technical side. But what's missing is the human side. I'm Sam Rogers, founder of PAICE.work. We measure how people actually collaborate with AI. Not what they know about it, not whether they completed a training module, but what do they do when AI gives them a confidently wrong answer? Do they verify or defer? Do they catch the error or pass it on until it compounds? At NEARCON, I released a new white paper on verifiable human-AI collaboration, architecture that proves, not promises, proves, that nobody, including employers, can see your conversational data and that assessment scores can't be tampered with after the fact. But the architecture is only half the story. The other half is that your people need measurement and development, not just on their AI knowledge, but on their AI behavior. And that's what PAICE.work does. We're seeking pilot partnerships now. You get a behavioral capability baseline that shows what your people actually do with AI, where the gaps are, and where those risks are hiding. No accounts, no personal data is collected, no integrations required. The assessment itself takes about 25 minutes per person, and the results are governance grade. I had over a dozen great conversations at this one event with leaders and researchers and investors and students, all trying to figure out their future. Every one of those conversations came back to the same place. We've built the technical layer. Now what? Well, that now what is your people. Measuring their work respectfully, developing their skills honestly, literally proving what they're ready for and what they're not. That's what I built, the human side. And the best way to find out if it fits at your organization is the same way that everything good happens at a conference. A straightforward conversation between people who care about getting this right. I'm here. Let's talk.